Hello everyone, this is Varsha and you are watching the series of success stories brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. So once again, we are here with you all to discuss the success story of one more achiever of ours, and this time we have with us Mr. Deepak B. Desai, who is the Chief Consultant of Business Brains. Mr. Deepak Desai is a successful entrepreneur who started his business consultancy in ethanol 25 years back with early visualization of the importance of biofuels in India. Till now, he has guided 8,500 plus entrepreneurs along with 29 successfully commissioned distilleries and 11 projects in progress. His core competence is to assist clients developing solutions and complete project execution for ethanol projects and aims to contribute majorly to India's mission of net zero emission by 2050, along with a dream to make India crude free. But before we actually start the conversation with him, let's quickly have a look at a very small video telling you about what we actually do.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Thank you so much, Varshaji. I am fine. Thank you. Happy to talk to you, Varshaji.
Same here, sir. Same here. Thank you. So, before we actually start the conversation, sir, though I have given a small introduction about you, if you can please tell us a bit more about yourself and how did you actually, started your professional journey from a very small rural part of India called Kolhapur?
Yeah, thank you, Varshaji, for the question. First of all, we are very delighted, humbled, and gratified for this recognition of through Team IF, and we are very happy to receive this. See, I'm Mr. Deepak Desai from Kolhapur. Let me give a brief background about myself. My father was in Indian Air Force, was a squadron leader, and he retired in 1978, and then he thought he has to come back to his own native, and that was Kolhapur. So this was in 1978, and we came back here in Kolhapur because he had his own agricultural land, and he wanted to cultivate and develop more on the agriculture part of it. So then we did our schooling. Partial schooling was, of course, in Delhi, Nagpur, Nasik, Bangalore. But then later on, we joined here in St. Xavier's Kolhapur as my schooling. Did my graduation here in Chhatrapati Rajaram College, and did my law graduation also in Chhatrapati Shahu College of Law. And then took some few courses which was for Asia Pacific transfer of technology in other states, and by taking experience of around 3.5 years in marketing and market research, we started our own advertising, marketing, market research, project consultancy services 32 years back, which gave a platform to start my own individual consultancy firm called Business Brains. And the prime focus was that all these project guiding centers were available only in 2 or tier 1 or 2 cities, and we were confident that though the volume will be small, our businesses would multiply because of this consistent inquiries in those days. And internet was not very in the initial stages, and there were a lot of discussion of how to become an entrepreneur or what qualities you have to become an entrepreneur, but nobody was spoken what projects you wanted to do. So this was our target. We fixed my team and us fixed a target saying that let's work on these principles, these ideas, and initial stages we went to all the research institute. We started our research by visiting all research institute under National Research Development Corporation, NRDC, like CFTRI, Sikri, Koraikudi, Mysore, CBRI, Roorkee, that is Building Research Institute, even the Ahmedabad Textile Research Institute, all the institute in Indian Council of Agriculture Research. We started visiting these, sitting in those libraries for a late night time. People were very cooperative, or the heads were very cooperative, which were really helping us to, as we were, objective was to come out with the project reports of these small projects of them. And that made us, come out with our own publication, which was by 3,000 projects for yourself, and which mentioned the name of the project, minimum investment required, the return on investment, and we covered all the sectors, right, from food to agriculture, building to stationaries, plastics, every sector was covered. And by grace of God, we sold at least 4,500 copies of the book, and it became very popular amongst the budding entrepreneurs. And all the entrepreneurs research institutes also started taking copies of them, because it was a guide to all these entrepreneurs specifically looking for projects. And people started freezing their projects, and for detailed project reports they started coming back to us, though we were sitting in Kolhapur. And we were happy that we are connected to the entire India now. And further guidance, this helped us to build a network of minimum 8,500 clients, and this was various states of India. So that started a journey in a small town of Kolhapur.
Great to know, sir. So now I'm very keen to know that how did you actually land up to the idea of biofuels in 2002 and 2003, and what actually made you start this business?
Yeah, a very valuable question, Varshaji. See, while nurturing this project clients, Kolhapur is a princely state, blessed by goddess Mahalakshmi, and the entire hub is of sugarcane. So what happens is the raw material was prominent and agriculture resource source. So the cane available was quite high. A large scale investors approached us. They wanted to utilize this sugarcane as a raw material, which is, of course, a regulatory crop controlled by cane control order. We studied legally, since we had also a law background. Our entire firm also is coming from that background. We started, thinking how can we utilize this sugarcane in different mode of products. And one of the product we cited was ethanol. So we came out with a project of, a small project of sugarcane juice to ethanol in that time. And Indian government was just started initiated ethanol blending in petrol through oil marketing companies. Though there was less amount of political will, or you can say the lower prices of ethanol didn't catch this movement. And then I thought, if this is not prominent in India, we came out with a URL www.ethanolindia.net. And gave free of cost information platform to all the knowledge sharing companies and benchmarking activities and ancillary projects, product profile companies on this website. And this was a hit. We got a very high traffic in those days for Ethanol India. International conferences, which was in US, Brazil, and Thailand, because US and Brazil were very prominent in ethanol. They were blending a very high amount of, say, 3,000 crore liters that time. US was blending, say, about 2,500 crore liters through corn. So that made, they started saying India is upcoming. Why not we use this platform for promoting of conferences and knowledge sharing and benchmarking? So a lot of investor portfolio companies started contacting us and exchanging the data, understood wanted to develop, understand the development. So a lot of associations and group were associated. So हम पहले अकेले 2-3 लोग थे, फिर काफिला जुड़ता गया. This was the objective, and to be very proud to tell you that while working on this movement in Brazil and in India, this was an eye catcher for us. We had received a call from Rashtrapati Bhavan by late Dr. Abdul Kalam sir, and he told me we want to present our case for 30 minutes, and that was something which changed the entire objective. I thought this is India's future. We need to invest in this, invest time first. पहले सरस्वती को पूछते हैं, फिर लक्ष्मी अपने आप आ जाएगा. ये हमारा उस टाइम का ऑब्जेक्टिव था. Then we gave a presentation to Dr. Kalam. He was impressed. He was very highly, he said, just stick to this. This would not earn you money, but this would definitely make India proud. And that was that movement. We stick to biofuels, though we were in a rural state of India. But then we started multiplying over this, Varshaji.
And it's a great initiative, I must say, sir. So now moving ahead and talking about the professional journey so far, life is not a bed of roses for any one of us, and I'm pretty sure that you must have also had certain sort of challenges in your professional journey so far. So if you can please talk about those challenges that you have to, face while moving ahead in it.
Yeah, Varsha, you are very absolutely right. Life is full of challenges. Yeah, initially, to be very frank with you, the profit of the first project was less than 10,000 rupees. And it was, we completely worked for 8 to 9 months for one single project. We spent a lot of time, quality time in, but the profit was 8 to 10,000 rupees. But we were happy to receive that profit. Challenges because when a biofuel objective comes, you have most of the federal clearances, government clearances going on. Then second aspect is land, the water, the utilities which is to be required are tough. But at one stage we thought कि अरे यार हम क्या काम कर रहे हैं, कैसे सोचें इसको आगे लेके जाएं या नहीं लेके जाएं, हमको हमारा प्रॉफिट इतना कम है और इतना टाइम चला जा रहा है. We were doing some other projects also, it was quite good, but I was remembering Dr. Kalam's objective कि ये long term goal है, तो इसमें stick रहना है. And to be very frank with you, it was to convince the client to take ethanol as a pride project was tough. We used to have 15-20 meetings, but still the client was not convinced because he said कि ये कौन लेगा भाई, आपने सही कहा ये इंडिया के लिए है, मेरा प्रॉफिट ही नहीं रहेगा तो हम क्या करें. बट मैंने छोड़ा नहीं उसको. And we faced a lot of hurdles, but fine thing is we smoothly sailed over it, and here we are at your destiny to get interviewed by yourself. Thank you.
Right. So what exactly are the product and services that Business Brains is providing to people out there?
Yeah, thank you for the question. The Business Brains has come out with an biofuel incubation center, incubation concept, where people have started thinking of ethanol or to give ethanol to oil marketing companies. But the most important is the idea of incubating their own concept, because every client is different, every investor is different, and every investor's horizon is completely different. But India is blessed with a lot of environmental objective. We have different areas. One area you can grow sugarcane, other area you can give corn, the third area you can give broken rice or rice. One is cassava, other is sweet sorghum. So the entire states are blessed with enough amount of resources, environmental objective, and of course ये मिट्टी इतनी जबरदस्त है कि भाई we are हमको इसको utilize करना है. So the same thing is we started the incubation center. Right, our services include right from the concept to the commissioning. We prepare the detailed techno-economic feasibility of the entire project by in association with the client's ideas and his investment. And secondly, then we come out with a concept of the turnkey project execution. Our own wing is there which executes the consultancy part in the federal clearances, that is environmental clearance, other clearances which are required for the project. And this is the way we started with taking things ahead. Technical do's and don'ts, the marketing tie-up of finished product, because this is the latest thing we have added, that the 100% ethanol is not sold to oil marketing companies. So there are a lot of private oil marketing companies which are also coming into this. They have tied up with us, saying yes, we are going to take this ethanol because it's a mandate and it's a regulatory EM. We have to mandate 20% of ethanol in our petrol. So your and my vehicle, which is running on petrol, has 5 to 10% currently, and it will later on you can see it could be E85. So ethanol at 85%, and that's made us to come out with more than 29 plants of ethanol from various feedstocks. And out of these 2 years, we are doing 11 plants for ethanol to supply to the oil marketing companies and help the Indian initiative of the Indian government's initiative of National Biofuel Policy 2018.
Right, sir. So now, talking about the future, everyone do plans for their future. So, what further plans are you having for yourself or for the company in the upcoming years? If you can, share those plans with us as well.
Yeah, thank you. See, our focus is mainly on green businesses. So developing project ancillary to these green businesses is our prime focus. We have come out with one more wing. My son is now also joined us. He's a VIT chemical engineer guy. So he has joined us 2, 3 years back, and I am passing the legacy to him. We have come out with one more section, which is the bio CNG section, which is a good development, which has a fuel feature. Again, it's again a green fuel. As you rightly said, that the future is of fuels, and India, since have to be dependent on 80-85% of the crude, we need to go for alternative fuels. So we are looking for bio CNG aspect through waste as one of the wings. We are coming out with small hydrogen plants now, which are applicable where this is in the research process. So the growth of the business is 500%, and it's if you see the worth for the investors, it's 50,000 crores. And to be very frank with you, as a social part, the current ethanol target of blending 1,500 crores till 2025, Prime Minister Modi's target is to execute this. But the alternative objective is to serve more than 35 lakh farmers. And this would get the benefit of at least 8 lakh jobs would be provided and created in the rural part of India. So we are also now working on those lines of the initiative taken by the government, because they are now very ahead in taking this. And our future plans will again rely on that objective of complete net zero objective of 2050. India wants to touch that net zero emissions of 2050. So a lot of ancillary businesses, green businesses would be our part, including bio CNG and small hydrogen plants.
Right, sir. And I wish you all the success for all these plans of yours as well.
Thank you so much, Maya. Thank you so much.
Right. So now talking about this Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign, a lot has happened in the last few years, and all of us are very well aware of the fact that how important actually it is to become Atmanirbhar now. So, what are your thoughts and views on this Self-Reliant India movement, and also how is your company working towards this?
Yeah. See, we are already in this line for a longer time, as you said, and Atmanirbhar Bharat itself is a university. It's a complete different concept where you cannot be individual into it. It's a teamwork. See, we started with a concept of that India depends 80-85% of import of crude and paying very high price on the same. On the other hand, India is prominently a rural agrarian society with 72% of the population residing in about 6.45 lakh villages. And by developing these projects, we are helping our investors to become Atmanirbhar. It's a team. It's not a question of individual. People are talking that our constitution itself says that we the people of India. So when it comes to we the people of India, there is a movement of the concept itself. Our movement itself is Atmanirbhar objective, to support the Atmanirbhar objective. It is from farm to fuel. So promoting the various agriculture feedstocks like sweet sorghum, cassava, tropical beet, and to produce ethanol by coming out with developing an ecosystem of this would be our prime objective. This we are doing it, and this would increase, of course, the demographic dividend. It's a rural part are having less jobs today, but our demographic dividend, the entire future of India lies on this demographic dividend, that is jobs on hand to persons who are aging from 18 to 60, 65. So this employment rate has to increase, and most of our kisan has to be annadata se urja data tak. That is where he will be also coming up by his own concept. People will enjoy their life, but become Atmanirbhar, and whatever is we are dependent on the other countries, we will produce ourselves, and one day I am very sure we will export energy if every team, every institution works on one simple procedure, because in some having one focus, because a lot of energy is distributed. We need to coordinate this, and I think government is taking a highly great initiative for the Atmanirbhar objective. It's not an individual, as I've said. We need to focus on the energy and convert it. And Business Brains is leading ahead in this contribution right from 2003, and we are supporting this movement right from the bottoms.
Right, sir. So now comes the question which I was literally, waiting to put forward to you, and that is, what are your feelings on winning this Man of Excellence award for yourself?
Yeah, it's quite emotional. Varshaji, first thing is, this news thrilled not only me, to my family, to my friends, to my batchmates. We are a huge batchmate of our school. It really promised them also. They were very happy, and we were emotional to this. Once again, we are very much gratified and humbled, delighted for this recognition. As our it's a last long efforts were recognized. To be very frank, I should just say that Indian Achievers Forum justify their tail line. Where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum. That tail line is really justified. Thank you for the recognition, for giving up for the efforts of our team, especially to President Harish Chandra ji and all the dignitaries and of the evaluation board, board of directors, yourself, your team, Varsha ji. I think Secretary Ravi Shastri Ravi Shankar Shastri is also there. We are, and again, also the G20 panel you all people have. It's quite a great feeling. And thank you once again for this lovely recognition.
And I once again congratulate you on this achievement of yours, sir. Right. So now, as we have discussed a lot about your professional journey so far, and also the plans that you're having in the near future, tell us a bit about the CSR activities that you're involved in.
Yeah, appreciate your question. See, when we put up this ethanol plants, we are getting the Ministry of Environmental and Forest clearances, where they have a recognition. Indian Ministry of Environmental are the toppest and the hardest to enter, because I have gone through overall world, that is India, Brazil, Australia. Their federal clearance are little bit easy to get, but to get a clearance from the Minister of Environmental Forest, central government, it's a tough job. You have to be very particular about your technical objectives and your protection to the environmental aspects, right from the emissions to the execution. So this was, this started itself the social contribution objective. We started taking care of our clientele by making them aware that they should, make a complete contribution of around 2.5 to 3% of the total project cost to spend on the nearby, requirements. And of course, to reduce this, to be very frank with you, our entire profession itself is a service. We contribute to the society, as India wants to achieve a net zero emission by 2050. We are proud to tell you that around 15 to 18% of ethanol is from our efforts, from our very hard-loving efforts, because it takes a great amount of time to develop one industry, 2 years to develop one industry, and to be associated with them and work and the workings. We have come out of more than 16 plants and 29 objectives, where currently we are saving at around 9.9 lakh tons of CO2 emissions. And today it would contribute to around 2.75 lakh tons of greenhouse gas emissions, which are lower. So this is a squirrel contribution of us, but we are there from it, and we are working socially very focused on to reduce the carbon emissions of India and make our future generation to breathe easy.
Right, sir. So now, before concluding our lovely session, what message or mantra you would like to give to our younger generation who wish to become a successful entrepreneur someday?
Yeah, great. Our future lies with them. We have got a lot of talent. My message is to the youth and to the budding entrepreneurs is, you don't want to be a highly intellectual person to, be an entrepreneur. Your talent is there, but what matter, Varshaji, is attitude, and it's a smart process. So no, this message is for those who are not highly academic, into their field, but want to do. I am giving a positive objective to them. They can definitely succeed. The only thing is they want to have an attitude. I was not a great scorer of marks. I was, you can say, average student, but still, then the attitude was very strong, and you have to work on smart process. See, everyone has objective to go outside India to make their life comfortable. कार लिया, बंगला लिया, वहां पे ग्रीन लॉन्स है, अच्छा इमिशन है. ऐसा नहीं है. I am telling that India is blessed with history and culture, and I think the focus of youth should be the nature, the culture, the literature. That is the future of India. And if you protect your environment anywhere in the world, the environment will protect you. So this should be your principal objective. We have taken lots of papers. We have available lot of opportunities, since we are going to be a developed country. It's a developing nation, and developed nations are quite different, but we will be developed. So our objective, right from the Make in India to the Digital India and to make a smart India, we have a lot of opportunities. Just bring that attitude into it and come out. And what I will say, the framework is for India is Sanskriti se Prakriti tak. You should be your objective. Sanskriti se lekar Prakriti tak should be your objective. Parallel, I would like to appeal to all youth to innovate. See, innovation is lacking in India. Prepare team as an innovation. See the ability, innovation itself has an ability to change as an opportunity. So you convert that opportunity. I sincerely tell to the youth that put on the helmet of innovation, and you will find faster, easier, and simpler way to achieve your goal. Start early. This is a real Amrut Kal period for everyone. India should achieve net zero by 2050. A lot of green businesses will come. That there is an opportunity right from the agronomy to the biotechnology to the trade and a lot of other objectives. This could create a win-win situation. You will be rich, and not only rich, you will be wealthy, and that is where. But don't go away from Indian objectives. Stay in India and work here in India. This is my message to all the youth, Varshaji.
And I'm pretty sure that these words of yours will surely be helping out the youngsters out there, sir. So thank you so very much for joining with us today, sir. It was lovely talking to you, and I wish you all the success for all your future endeavors, and may you continue to inspire us the way you are doing. Thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you, Varshaji. I appreciate all the team and All India Achievers Forum. Thank you so much.